Malu, perhaps as a start, get us up to speed with some of the issues within the truck driving industry. I mean, for many people, they might be hearing of this for the first time and not necessarily au fait with what some of the salient demands are.
That's right, and in fact, as you rightfully said, those truck drivers embarking on a nationwide strike today. As you rightfully pointed out, one of their biggest concerns is they're accusing the trucking companies of hiring, in fact, foreign nationals. Well, this is not the first time, these truck drivers complain, especially South African truck drivers complain or accuse the trucking companies of hiring foreign nationals. In fact, it was a similar situation last year and also in 2018. This is what they're saying. They're saying in the Eastern Cape alone, there's about 500 qualified truck drivers, whereas the industry continues to whereas the industry, about 90%, they say, of the truck drivers are foreign nationals. And they're saying that this cannot be in a country where high levels of unemployment, in a country that remains with high levels of unemployment. In fact, I recall last year in May when the truck drivers started to complain, and there was a ministerial task team that was set up. It consisted of the Minister of Home Affairs, the police, and Minister of Labour. They were trying to find a solution to this problem. When I was reading and the statement that was issued in 2019, authorities at the time did concede that the industry was in fact hiring foreign nationals, and that had to be addressed, and that was in violation of the law, saying that in fact because that the driving is this is not a scarce skill. What needs to be prioritized here are South Africans. I suppose that's why then we're seeing these truck drivers taking to the streets today, saying that enough is enough, and they want government to finally act on this issue.
Right. So, of course, the truck drivers are at the center of this, Malu. What exactly is their plan?
Well, this is what they say they'll be doing today. They'll be marching here. We are actually at City Deep. They'll march to City Deep. The company that they are targeting, and they said to me last night, they are targeting Clover, because they're saying that most of these trucking companies are being used by Clover, and they will be handing over their memorandum of demands to Clover, saying that the company needs to prioritize South Africans. Well, in the past, and what we've seen when these kinds of protests take place between 2018 and 2009, we saw about over 1,000 trucks were set alight when the truck drivers were in fact fighting with their employer. And we saw, in fact, that a report that was released by Human Rights Watch saying that there were over 200 people that died in the process during that strike between 2018 and 2019, and the majority of the people that died were foreign nationals. And at the time, Human Rights Watch, when they released that report, calling on government to do everything possible to make sure that this problem is solved. Clearly, the problem has not been solved, because we're finding ourselves here again with truck drivers embarking on a strike.
Yeah, you made mention of a statement released by government back in 2019, that's last year. Do we know if government has said anything in the latest, wave of threats for a shutdown?
Well, we have not seen any statement from government as yet. I suppose that statement will come out later in the day, but I'll tell you this. What we've been able to see on the ground, we've seen a few police cars making patrols around this area. Clearly, police are ready to keep an eye, really, on the destruction or the chaos that strike by those truck drivers will have on the roads here in Johannesburg. And I suppose, in other parts of the country.
Absolutely. Well, we're seeing a couple of trucks just behind you. I wonder what one is likely to make of that, but I guess only time will tell. Malungelo, Booi, our reporter, live to us there from City Deep in Johannesburg, keeping a close eye on threats of a nationwide strike in the truck driving industry.